The estate agents are going to do what they can to get an offer out of you, and you just need to offer correctly on the property. Okay? Who's heard of us talk about this is not an offer? Okay, a couple of you. Have you ever used it? Yeah? Did it work? Yeah, it does. So this is one really, really cool offering technique, okay? And this works every single time I use it. Because I'm a nice chap. I don't like going into the estate agents and saying, I'm going to only offer 75. I know it's on for 100, but that's all it's worth. Even I think that's quite difficult to do. Because it is. Because you imagine the conversation for that estate agent when they call up the vendor and say, hi, Mr. Vendor, your house is only worth 25 grand less than it's on the market for. Do you think that ruins their professional credibility when they're saying that to the vendor? Yeah? Even the stadium thinks it's worth that. So it's going to be difficult for their credibility if they're telling the vendor to take an offer 25 grand below the asking. So this is what you do. The property is on the market at £100,000. You want to pay £75,000 for this property. Who likes role plays? I'm going to do a role play. So, I'm going to stand here when I am the estate agent. I'm going to stand here when I'm me. Okay? Clear? And I'm going to stand in the middle when I'm Alex presenting to you today. This is going to get confusing. So, confusing for me probably. So basically what happens, you view a house, yeah? The estate agent calls you the day after you viewed the house. Yeah? Has everyone had that? Yeah? So you view your house, the estate agent calls you the day after and says, Alex, what do you want to offer? Alex, okay, so I'm like, right, I like the house, and this is called the shit sandwich. Policeman told me that. The police thought it up, honestly. It's called the shit sandwich. So, I really like the house. Bread. I really, really like the house. It's in a really good area for my buying and my investment strategy. It's a little bit too much money, the bit in the middle. It's a little bit too much money. It's not quite what I'm looking for in terms of the price. I know it needed quite a lot of work on it. And it probably needed 15 to 20 grand of work on it. I know it's only going to cost 5 grand, but it probably needed 15 to 20 grand on it, something like that. The other layer of bread being, but I know I really like that area and it fits on my model perfectly for what I'm looking for. So if it was a little bit cheaper, then I think we could do something on it. So there, what I've done is I've pre-framed, and I've told this, for my specifically vague technique, I'm educating the agent. So I'm telling them, it's a little bit much that I want to pay at 100. It's in a good area for my investment strategy. And it's telling them about the sort of properties you want to buy. So they're not filling out their applicant card. They're not narrowing down your criteria, but you're educating them slightly on what they want to learn or what they want to be giving you. Is everyone following so far? Yeah. Good. Okay, cool. So I know you want that deal, but you're just saying to me that you like it, but it's too much money. That's just not a good enough answer. So what do you want to offer? How much do you want to pay? It's obviously a good agent. They're doing a pressure close on me. I'll give them their due. I'll let them do that. Well, do you know, I like the property, but I don't know. I'd be looking in the sort of 70s, 80s, something like that for the property. Yeah? So what I've done there is I've said to the estate agent, this isn't an offer, but I'm looking in the 70s and 80s. Yeah? To the estate agent, that means 89,000. To me, that means 70,000. But hey, we need to work with that. Okay, cool. So I'm not really sure what you've offered, but 70s, 80s, that's all right. I'll see what I can do, and I'll come back to you. He's just said he'll see what he can do. He doesn't really know what he's working with, but hey. Anyway, the estate agent will come back to you, and they'll usually say, yeah, the vendor's looking at me to put in an offer. He's quite interested. The vendor wants a little bit more money from me, but do you know what? I think we could do a deal here. The estate agents, they want a deal as well. The estate agent's going to say, okay, right, so we want to do a deal. We're not too far off. 70s, 80s. The vendor wants in the 80s. I know what you're probably thinking, but the vendor wants in the 80s. At which point, here, I'm always going to put forward my maximum bid. And the reason for doing that and putting forward my maximum bid is that I want to show the estate agent I'm serious. I'm incredible. And I know my pricing for those properties. Because if I here and to go up, well, 70, 7250, 71, 71,500, 72.5, where's the credibility in your offer? Because you're just chipping away and chip, 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 chip. It makes you look like you don't know what you're doing. If you go in and say, right, 70s, 80s, okay, we can work with that. I'm not thinking 70, don't worry. You've already pre-famed, the agent's thinking, phew. Okay, what I'll do is I'll put forward my offer of £75,000 for the property. It's all I can do. But, do you know what? We'll see if we can come to some compromise. And that's the first time in this conversation that me standing there being a viewer of the property has actually put forward an offer. But I've got the vendor to show me some of their cards first. I never ever like to let my cards down and people see my cards before I know what theirs are. If you show people your cards, it will show you're weak. If you take action and you say to them, yes, 70s, 80s, and then you come forward with a firm offer, it shows you know what you're doing, it shows you know your pricing, it shows you know which properties you want to buy and how much you want to pay for them. Yeah? At which point the estate agent over here, I'm not going to stand over there, that's the role play ended. Love my role play. At which point the estate agent is going to come back to you at some point and tell you that they want to do a deal. The estate agent is going to say, well, my vendor, they were hoping for in the 80s, but because I've told them that you can proceed quickly because you're a trustworthy investor, because you've got good rapport with you, because we get on well, because I know you're actually going to do what you say you will when you do it, when you say, and that I know that you would do the same for me, then let's do the deal. So, from all of that, the estate agent has actually helped you get this deal for £75,000. But that's only because you've built rapport with them. You've given them reciprocity. You've been out on viewings with them. You've been specifically vague originally. You've done all these things with the estate agent. They trust you enough to recommend that you buy this house to their vendor. And their vendor is paying your fee. Yeah? You see how important it is to get rapport with the estate agents, so eventually they're recommending to their vendors and the people paying their wages, they're recommending to them that you buy that house for less money than they were hoping. See what I'm saying? You all following? Yeah. And do you know why I know this works? Because I do it, yeah, thanks. I know this works because there is a young lady who... See, I told you I'd get confused. There's a young lady in the audience, Joe, are you ready? Who has used this technique after we taught it to her, and she's made serious dough because of it. So, I don't really want to give her an introduction because she's just so superb and I don't really know what to say. Jo Moore, she's 17 or 18? 18? She's 18, she's really cool, and she's just amazing to show that you can do this and make money from deals at this age. I wish I was 18. Please put your hands together for Jo Moore. Okay?
Yep.
Sorry, it wasn't much of an introduction, but
That's all right, no worries.
I don't know what to say. Does anyone know who Jo? Does anyone not know who Jo is? Okay, Jo came on our masterclass in July last year, which is our 4-day introduction to property event. We ran another masterclass in October. We opened the door. What the hell are you doing here again? Jo paid to come back on our 4-day property masterclass because she knows it's that damn useful. She's been on the estate agent training course twice as well.
No, the first masterclass I did was 3 days.
Fine. So
yeah,
you've been on it once, and you've used these techniques to do deals.
Yep.
Awesome. So, this is the property. Oh, I want to say one more thing. Am I allowed to say one more thing before Jo tells you about the deal? Yeah. Because I like travelling, and because I know what results you can get from estate agents, I've managed to convince Rob and Mark to let me out of the office. Exciting, hey? And we're going to be doing, this is limited, really limited, because I still need to buy the houses progressive, and I still need to do my job anyway, which involves presenting like an idiot up here for you guys. But I'm going to start doing some limited mentoring sessions, okay? So I'm going to come to your area and you're going to have half a day with me. Half a day to go or take you to estate agents. I'm going to show you how to do deals, how to deal with estate agents. I'm going to teach you as much as I can possibly do in half a day. And you will get deals just from half a day of me telling you what there is to know about estate agents. I know you'll get deals because I've seen people do it. We've trialled this and we know it works. And the people that have done this have had massive success. Mark used to do it in the early days, then he got too busy. I'm now doing it. And the results that you get from this are absolutely fantastic. That's why my time is worth £100,000 for half a day. That's good, isn't it? No, actually, we've got 5 places coming up, and we are going to do it for £1,000 for half a day. So it's just another thing. If you're interested, come and see me at the back afterwards. But for 5 people at the moment, I'll come to your area. I'll show you how to deal with the estate agents. I'll teach you as many tricks and tips as I can in half a day. And I guarantee you'll get deals just from that half a day. Cool? Yeah. Jo Moore deal example. Tell us about this property, Jo.
So I started this deal after I did the estate agents course back in October. It was literally the day I got home from the masterclass. It was about 10 o'clock in the morning. I went into the estate agents. It was a brand new estate agent. And on the course, they give you all the scripts and everything you have to say. And I literally spent the night before memorising exactly what they'd written down.
Cool.
And I went in and I said it all. And I went straight out on a viewing after. And I offered the next day on the property.
Nice.
So I originally offered 92,000.
Whoa.
Sorry.
You just jumped to date 6 of our dating manual. How much was property on the market at?
It was on for 105,000.
105,000, okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to run massively over, but I really want to tell you this one really cool bit of information. Another really cool bit of information. I've told you lots already. Yeah? Does everyone agree with that? Yeah. Good. One more little bit of information. The asking price of a property is at the market value. Well, that was a good enough answer. No, it's not. Can the market value of a property be over what the asking price is? You guys are sharp. A lot of people think that they have to hack 30% off the asking price. No, you don't. Because it might be 25% under market value already. Yeah? Does that make sense? Yeah. Cool. Do you want me to clarify that a little bit more? I'll be at the back of the room afterwards. So, on for 105. Purchase price of 96. How did you get there?
So after the agent called me back, I said, well, my offer, for it to work for me, I'm going to make a good offer, but it might not be quite what the vendor's looking for. So she said, well, if you did make an offer, what would it be? And I said it would probably be in the region of about 92,000. So she went away and...
So you've been a little bit more concise than we are usually.
Yep.
But in the region of, so it's not a firm offer. She hasn't committed herself to anything, but you have actually put a little bit of a finer point on it. There's nothing wrong with that. Good.
And then...
Hold on, sorry, Joe.
That's all right.
2 seconds. Do you think if you said in the region of 92, or, well, maybe sort of 90-ish, which one do you think makes you sound more credible? In the region of 92, yeah, well done. Carry on.
So the agent went away and came back to me and said, look, the vendor's looking for 100,000. So I said, right, let me go away and do some more figures just to check what I can go to, and I'll call you back. So must have been half an hour later, I called back and said 96 would be my top offer. And she came back to me the next day, I think it was, and she got me 96. So
it was on at 105, you offered low 90s, vendor wanted high 90s, then you agreed at 96.
Yeah.
And the first time you put forward a firm offer was 96?
Yes.
Is that not proof in the pudding? Thank you very much. So briefly just going to quickly run through the figures on this deal. So the value of 125,000 is on 105, doesn't mean it was worth that. Discount of 23%. Do you think that's good from one property event, one bit of education? You can get a discount of 23% the next day after that course. Does that sound good? Yeah. The rent of 575 and a gross yield of 7.19%. Now, for some people, they might want a higher yield. Some people might be happy with that or lower, depending on your investment strategy. As I said about 20 minutes ago, deals will fit your strategy. If they're not right, don't chase them. If they are right, do chase them. And the cash flow is 288.47. So it says it over there. So 288.47. So good cash flow on a single let deal, good yield, good discounts, and she's done that just after one training course. Thank you very much, Joe. Can you all give Joe a humongous round of applause?
Thank you.
Jeff, Joe, can you give the microphone to Jeff? Jeff?
Yeah.
How you doing, all right? It's on. You're on.
Yeah.
You're on, don't worry.
I'm fine, yeah.
This chap here is called Jeff Whitaker. Jeff Whitaker he's been on some of our trainings. Do you want to come to the front, Jeff?
Sure.
Jeff Whitaker has been on some of our trainings, and Jeff's strategy is slightly different from the rest. He buys and he flips properties. Jeff, because I've been spending way too much time with Rob, unfortunately, I'm getting signals from the back of the room to tell me to hurry up. Yep. So, in a couple of minutes, please just tell us your strategy and what the estate agent's course changed for you, what it was different and what it made for you.
Okay, my strategy is to buy 2-bedroom terraced houses in North Manchester, renovate them and sell them on to first-time buyers. Previously, my experience in property was as an amateur. I'd built 3 houses whilst I was in corporate life, and then I started renovating flats, again as a hobby.
And this is a concise explanation.
And, and I thought I knew property until I bumped into these guys. So I invested about £1,000 in the estate agents course because I'd been trawling estate agents for a long, long time and got absolutely nowhere. And all my other deals came through investors who were trying to offload deals to me. And I made it well worth their while, one way or another, to give me those deals. But I just couldn't crack estate agents. I don't know what it was. I get on with most people, but agents just didn't want to know. So very briefly, I did the course with these lads. They taught me all of the tricks of the trade. From then on in, I started trawling the estate agents, and within 4 to 6 weeks, I was being made offers. One of the key things that Alex taught me about pricing, and when you're discussing things with an estate agent, and there's a price on a property on Rightmove or in their window, or one that they specifically ring you up about, this is the question I always ask. Look, Mr. Estate Agent, is this your valuation or is this the vendor's valuation?
Just calling him Mr. Estate Agent. Nice. I like it.
And there's a lot of difference between those two valuations, and I'm sure Alex will extol the virtues of that. But you've got to understand the difference between those two figures.
Which two figures, Jeff? Repeat it again.
The one that the estate agent gives you,
Yep.
was it his valuation or is it the vendor's valuation that the vendor has said, I want that figure?
Back to the valuation pyramid. That's how the estate agent will know that.
Exactly, yeah. So the bottom line is I did the course, trawled the estate agents again and started to be offered deals, and then I got some very, very good deals. The idea initially was to do buy-to-let. So I was going to buy the properties, renovate them, and then let them out. And when I'd done the first one, the yield was going to be about 8%, which sounded good when I was getting 0.1% from the bank. So like
Good. 8%
80
good.
times, yeah. But I thought I'd bought it particularly well, so I stuck it up for sale, and it sold, and I made 32%. So I thought, well...
32% on your money.
Absolutely.
On your investment.
My return on investment was 32%.
Does that sound good? Yeah?
That was after all costs, before tax.
After all costs, nice.
So I bought another property,
One quick example.
renovated, and... look, you want some figures?
Quickly.
Yep, right, quickly. I bought a property...
This is a walking infomercial for Jeff.
Right. The agent rang me. An investor had let him down. He said to me, do you want this? I valued it at 75. There's virtually no track record because on this street of terraced houses, they haven't sold for 15 years. He said, I'll let you have it for 70 and I'll sell it for you for 105. So I went to view it, stuck my damp meter in the wall, glowed red. I said, look, we've got damp everywhere. That's going to cost me £3,000. I'll give you 67. I knew the damp was going to cost me 750 quid.
Well done.
I got a phone call. He dropped the price by £3,000 because he had that in his back pocket anyway. Okay, so I paid 67 grand. I did a renovation.
What did you sell it for?
We put it up for sale for 112.
Yep.
And I took an offer for 109,000.
Not bad, eh?
But the only way you're going to do that is if you get rapport with an agent, because you'll never do it on your own.
Cool. Thank
Okay.
you very much, Jeff.
Cheers.
Very good of you.